All right, so today's class is actually inspired from when I took a trip to India months ago. And I think I did a whole month of classes inspired from that trip, but I failed to bring up one in particular because I wanted to basically cross-check it, and here's why. The morning that we did this class at an ashram, it was like 6:30 in the morning. I didn't take my notebook, I didn't take my phone, I didn't take anything. It was just us. And we started the class with a mantra and reciting this mantra. And I loved this mantra and I loved the meaning of the mantra. But then after we got back to the hotel and we're sitting at breakfast, I was asking everybody to help me remember what was that mantra again, and nobody could remember. So I tried to Google it over the weekend and I couldn't find it. So I know it was something similar to this, but it wasn't this. And we would recite it. Akhanda, Akasa, Rupa, Asmi. Anyway, we were singing this like over and over again. And I know that's not right. Yeah, I Googled it and there was nothing there. Usually with mantras, you Google it there. So I'm like, that's probably not the right spelling, or maybe I'm missing a word. But that is meant to be, you are as vast and as open as the sky. You are as open and vast and as infinite. And so because I couldn't find that exact mantra, and I still wanted this to kind of be the theme, I decided to go with a different mantra that we've used in here before. And it's one I learned originally from Deepak Chopra. But it's Sat, Chit, Ananda. Much easier. Sat, Chit, Ananda. So Sat represents, oh, look at that cute dog. Distraction. That's where the mind goes. Sat represents existence. The infinite state of existence. The fact that life is on a continuum. The fact that the soul lives on beyond this body. Sat. Existence. The I amness is the Sat. And then Chit. Chit represents consciousness. The stream of consciousness that moves through our mind and body. That stream of consciousness that is within energy itself. Sat, Chit, Ananda. Ananda means our inner nature and the state of bliss. And so really the idea of doing these practices is to remove the suffering so that we can move back into our natural state of being, which is bliss. And I heard this beautiful statement earlier this morning when I was listening to something on the way here. And it said, discomfort is inevitable, but suffering is a choice. And I sat with that moment. So I was like, whoa, I have never looked at it that way. Discomfort is inevitable, but suffering is a choice. 3-point. So when you start to meditate, or maybe at times when you've sat down to meditate, you may have had a teacher or myself tell you, whenever you start to think, look at those thoughts as being like clouds. And eventually they'll pass by. Just as if you were laid out in a grassy meadow, and you're watching the sky, there might be a cloud that just rolls past. It's there, but then it goes away. Now, if you look out our windows right now, the sky is really blue. Yesterday, it was gloomy and gray. So think about when the sky is really vast and open and infinite in its appearance, right? It's that beautiful blue. And then we have all kinds of clouds that can come in. We get the cottony, billowy clouds that kind of come in and sometimes stagnate and sit there for a little bit before they move on. And we've got the storm clouds that roll in. And we have the whole spectrum in between the two. And when those clouds come in, sometimes we just see little patches of that blue sky. And even if we can't see any of the blue like yesterday, we know it exists beyond the clouds. It's just obscured from the clouds. And so that's what the yogis are trying to relate to us. Our innate nature is infinite and vast, and is open as the sky. Our innate nature is to experience some bliss. That bliss, that peace is what the yogis would say, now you've reached God. Now you've touched source energy. Now you're connected to cosmic energy. So that's where we're trying to go. So that is our goal every time we come together, but especially today. So let's sit up at first on a bolster or a block. And scoot to the edge. So just your sit bones are sitting on the surface. That gives your thighs and knees an opportunity to kind of angle downward towards the ground. This makes it easier for the hips. It makes it easier for the back. And let your hands rest on your lap. Now I want you to take a moment to zip up through your midriff, drawing the navel in and up towards your heart, and at the same time, feeling the weight in your seat. And now lift up through the breastbone and allow your shoulders to slip down your back. Allow your chin to slightly draw in towards your throat, so the peak of the crown of your head can rise. And once you've refined your posture, start your mindful breath work. Breathing in and out through the nose. Allow your lungs to fill up as you breathe in and empty as you breathe out. Take a quick inventory of what you're bringing to the mat with you today. Remembering the collective intention. And then I'd like you to repeat after me. Sat. Sat. Chit. Chit. Ananda. Ananda. Now let's say it all together 10 times. Sat. Chit. Ananda. 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 Last one. Sat. Chit. Ananda. Return to your breath. So breath is a beautiful and powerful tool to help to calm and slow the mind, to remove the fog and clouds from the mind. But mantras are used for the same purpose. Saying something on repeat to change the grooves of the neuron pattern so that we're not repeating the same typical negative thoughts. We're planting more positive seeds. And at the same time, removing the other restless thoughts, extracting them out of the mind so that our mind can be as vast and as open, as infinite as the blue sky. Now let's open up our eyes. We're going to remove that bolster, set it off to the side, and your feet are going to separate out to the edges of your mat. You're gonna take your handhold to your knees or chins, and we're gonna start off dipping the head and shining the heart through the knees, drawing the shoulders back towards the spine and jutting the chin up towards the ceiling. And as we exhale, let the knees narrow as your arms straighten, as your belly pulls in and your chin tucks to the chest. So it's a seated cat-cow. Inhale, create your version of cow. And then exhale into the seated form of cat. Feel free to activate that Ujjayi pranayama if you prefer the audible sounding breath. Let your knees widen as you pull the heart through, and the knees narrow as you draw the heart back in. Last one. And then inhale, return to the tops of your sits bones, and you're going to slip your hands to the floor and send your fingers underneath your knees. Good. Now, you can continue to walk your hands through as much as you can, and you're just simply going to bow your head. It's a very simple, gentle variation of a pose called Karmasana, named after the tortoise. Kurma was actually an incarnation of Vishnu, the one that ruled the oceans and seas. All right, inhale, let's lift the head up, and we're gonna bring one foot up, keeping that arm locked underneath, and then eventually lifting the other leg up and floating that other foot in the midair. Flex the ankles, Krityana Mudra, which is the index finger to your thumbs. Balancing here, this is called a balancing lotus position. Let's take one more deep breath. Good, then exhale, bring the soles of the feet together, grab the underside of the ankle, set the feet to the floor, lift up energetically, and exhale, dive over the feet. Try your hardest not to collapse in your spine or concave in your belly or chest. In other words, try to keep your back as long and as straight as possible so that you really get an effective stretch for your hips and your inner thighs in Baddha Konasana. And on your next inhale, gently come up. One of these blocks you're going to use, maybe two if you need the height. Setting that block in between your feet. And again, if you need more blocks, add more. If you need to refrain from this position altogether because of poor knees or really tight ankles, then sit another way. All right, this was the Indian form of the cat-cow that we did when we were in Rishikesh. So the hands are going to come to a fist, and we're back bending this way. It's almost like you're pulling something towards you and then creating that back bend shape. And then as you exhale, your back rounds, your arms extend, and your head bows. All right, inhale. Exhale. We'll start to flow now between these two postures. And you can actually personalize this and speed it up if you want it to be more rapid. Kind of like a Kundalini style, but you may enjoy the slow motion. Or somewhere in between. Last one. And then we'll lift away from that block. Set your blocks back out in front. And we'll transfer to hands and knees. Now, this is the perfect time if your knees are tender, if your mat's too thin, if the floor feels hard, to add that extra cushion. And I'm going to back up because I got some things in my way here. So with your hands placed right up underneath the head of the shoulder bones, your knees stacked underneath your hips, I want you to do a really good tabletop. So we tend to think, oh, we're on the hands and knees, it's tabletop. It's actually not. We have to engage. So make sure your toes are pointed towards the back of the room. You're set up on the tops of the feet and you're pushing down through the fronts of your ankles. And as soon as you start to push down through the front side of your feet and your shins, do the same thing with your palms and notice what changes. Hopefully you felt your belly and core igniting when you really anchored your shins and feet. Hopefully you began to feel your arms really locking into place, your muscles hugging to the bone, and even your upper back engaging now that you're in a strong tabletop position. Keep breathing, keep your neck in line with your spine. Now let's inhale, step the right foot way back behind you. Good, and as you exhale, you're gonna hop that foot over to the left and you're gonna look over the left shoulder, squeezing the left side body. As you inhale, pick up the right foot and you're gonna sail it over to the right. And as you exhale, you're gonna land and dip the big toe and onto the sole of the foot. You got it. Inhale, flip to your right hand, reach it up towards the heavens above into stargazer. Firming inside, Sat, Chit Ananda. Exhale, bring that right hand down. Inhale, send your right leg back behind you, but this time you're gonna look forward into the room. And as you exhale, you're gonna scrunch in, nose towards knee. Inhale, extend your right leg back behind you, tuck the toes. Now push back into that calf and heel. Still breathing. Inhale, shift your shoulders back over your wrist. Pick up that leg, step it over to the left, look over the left shoulder. Returning to what we did before. Inhale, pick up the right leg. Try to keep it somewhat high as you reach it over to the right. Dip the big toe down, roll down to the sole of the foot, and inhale, spin open, stargazer, Sat, Chit Ananda. We are as vast, open, and as infinite as the blue sky. Exhale, right hand comes back down. Lift that right leg up, look forward. This time create a little bit more of a bow through your back. Good, exhale, contract and curl in. Good, land your right knee down, and we'll take that sequence now to the other side. So simply step your left foot back at first, we're not doing anything else. Then hop it over to the right, look over the right shoulder. Squeezing the right side body that houses the liver, and then lift your left leg, send it over to the left, dip the big toe down first, then roll down to the sole, the heel. Inhale, spin open, stargazer. Exhale, let your hand come back down. Send your left leg back behind, look forward with your eyes. Exhale, contract, curl in. Changing it up just a little. Inhale, extend the left leg, curl the toes, and push back away from your hands. Keep breathing. Now, I want you to notice how when we push back into the calf and heel, how the shoulders back away from the wrist. And that's really the good position for down dog. We'll remember that in just a moment. Inhale, shift shoulders to the wrist, lift that leg up. Oh, wait, I just lost my sequence. Yes, thank you. Cross it over to the right. Thank you, Donna. Turn over the right shoulder. Inhale, lift the leg, send it over to the left. Set the foot down as you breathe out. Inhale, spin open. Adding in the Sat, Chit Ananda. And bring the left hand to the floor. Send that left leg back behind. Create a little bit more exaggerated bow this time. Feel the glute squeezing on the left side of the buttocks. Exhale, contract, curl in. Good, now release the knee. So we don't want to be in a perfect tabletop position for down dog. Let's send the hands more beyond. Curl the toes, then lift up and back to your downward facing dog. Now spread out your fingers, middle finger point straight ahead. Really root down through the mound of the index finger and notice how that changes up the work in the arms and into the shoulders. Press down to the balls of the feet. See if you can send your hips up a little bit higher, creating more space in between each vertebra. Keep your eyes open as your head dangles between the arms. Because inversions help us to look at things in a new, fresh way. All right, when you're ready, let's travel the feet forward towards the top of the mat, lifting the wrist along the way. Holding down and down. Now this first hamstring stretch, you may really feel the need to soften your knees. Okay. You can be in dangling pose if that's better. Let your head release, let your arms release. Let's all take a cleansing breath while we're here. Breathing in through the nose. Let it escape through the mouth. Nodding your head yes. Yes, for that reminder that we are as vast, open, as infinite as the blue sky. Now, really root your feet, straighten out through your leg bones, slide your hands up to your shins, propping to the legs, lengthening through your back, looking down directly below your face, navel drawing in slightly. And then on your next in-breath, continue to press down through the soles of the feet, lift through the fingertips, come up to stand, arms reaching up. And then exhale, bring hands down to prayer position at the heart. All right, inhale, let your arms circle wide and overhead. Exhale, bring the hands together and fold right down the middle, Uttanasana. Inhale, slide your hands up your shins, prop up, look down, and slide your hands back down towards your toes as your head releases back to the forward fold. Root the feet and rise up. And then exhale, bring hands to heart. We're going to do one more half Surya Namaskara. Inhale, sweep the arms up, palms face each other. Exhale, hinge and fold. In and halfway lift. Out and let go again. Inhale, up to stand. Exhale, hands to heart. Awesome. All right, we're going to step the right foot back. When you step that right foot back, make sure the right toes are not turned to face the elongated side of the mat. They're still turning in more so towards the front short hip side of the mat. Square your hips. Take your left arm behind your back to the sacrum. Cross your right arm below that. Lift your chest. Lift your chin. Find a safety net for your neck. Don't crank it back too much. And then as you exhale, you're slowly going to hinge forward. The feet are sturdy. And you're rolling your navel over towards your left knee. Evening out your shoulders so one's not hiking up more so than the other. And then inhale, push down a little heavier through the front foot. Slowly back your way out. Good, soften the front knee and then step up to the front. Keep your arms crossed behind your back. Drop the chin to the chest. Roll the head over to the left shoulder. And then semicircle it around to the right shoulder. Semicircle it to the left. And then all the way back to the right. Inhale, head back up. Release your arms. All right, step back with your left foot. And if you feel imbalanced, if you create a wider distance between the feet, instead of having heel matching heel, then it's gonna create better balance. Square your hips. Right arm hooks behind your back, left arm below that. Lift your chest, open your throat. Good, now start to slowly send your heart down and towards the right knee. Stop at any point along the way. Being hands-free. Setting your gaze towards your foot, the Padyogram Drishti. Tucking and squeezing the right hip towards you. And then inhale, push into that right foot to slowly back away. Then lunge the front knee so it's easier to step to the front. Keep the shoulders sliding down the back. Exhale, drop the chin to the chest. Inhale, roll the head to the right shoulder this time. And exhale, semicircle it over to the left. Inhale, semicircle to the right. And then exhale back to the left. Inhale, lift the head up. Exhale, relax your arms. All right, this side of the room, turn to face the center. You guys turn to face the center, and I'll turn to face you. Basically, we want to separate the feet wide apart on our tiki mat. So extend your arms out, 5-point star. Okay, so ideally look down, your ankles should line up beneath your wrists. That's a good measuring. You got it. Now we're gonna have our base pose be warrior two today. So turn your left foot, you're not gonna mirror each other. So left foot turns to the short end side of the mat, then you lunge the knee. Take warrior two. So some of you will be facing the front of the room, some of you will be lunging towards the back of the room, depending on where you're facing. So that left knee's lunging, drop through the top of that thigh and hip. Pull up and maybe slightly back with your side waist. Arms reaching out to either side of the room. Good, now follow my instruction. Your right hand's gonna push across your belly. Your left hand's gonna push across the top of your head. But you're reaching that right hand as if you're trying to grip that bent knee, and the left arm is stretching overhead. Good, then inhale, warrior two. This time, exhale, left hand across the belly, right arm reaches over, and you're starting to lean out over the bent knee. All right, so your legs shouldn't really shift or change. Inhale, warrior two. Good, exhale, right hand across the core, left arm overhead. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, left hand across the core, right arm overhead. Keep stretching the arms, keep lengthening through the elbows, and then inhale, warrior two. All right, straighten that left leg, relax your arms, and turn the left foot in. Roll the right foot to the opposite side of your mat. Now, re-lift your arms, lunge the right knee, look at the knee. Make sure it's stacking over the ankle, but it's pointed towards the second and third toe. Make sure you have a long enough stride between the feet so you can dip the top of that right thigh bone down. That's going to give you a little bit of a burn. roll the thighs and hips open. And affirm, I joyfully manifest the power of my own strength. Now take your left hand across your core, your right arm overhead. Moving the arms, moving the arms, moving the arms, and then inhale, return, warrior two. Exhale, right hand across the core, left arm overhead, leaning out towards the lunging knee. And then inhale, warrior two. All right, keep that flowing. Alternating between the two sides. Good. Now straighten your right leg. Turn your right toes in. Exhale, bring your hands to your hips. All right, so close your eyes a moment. Pay attention to your feet. Where is the weight rolling in your feet? Is it rolling to the outer edges? Is it rolling to the inner edges? And can you evenly distribute it between both? That's the idea. Can you spread the toes nice and wide? And once you have the feet conditioned properly, it should feel different through the legs. Open up your eyes, roll the shoulders away from your ears, wing your elbows back behind you, and feel the openness of your chest. Good. As you exhale, you're going to come forward and let the arms fall to the floor in between the feet, shoulder distance apart. Let your head face the ground if possible. Maybe it's not. Just depends a little bit on your flexibility and alignment. Shift your weight slightly forward towards your toes, just a tad. That's it. Beautiful. Now let your elbows bend. If your hands are flat to the floor, and if your hands are flat to the floor and you can bend the elbows, now push down through the mound of your thumbs and notice how your elbows become more parallel and your triceps and deltoids and your shoulders start to engage. Prasarita Padottanasana A. And then you can use Sat, Chit, Ananda. Sat, Chit, Ananda. For something to focus on today if you want to go beyond your breath. Now walk the hands out, lengthen your arms, lengthen your back, even out the blood flow. Place your hands to your hips and slowly come back up. All right, so using warrior two as our base pose today. Roll your left toes to face the short side of the mat. Lift your arm, shoulder height again. Exhale, lunge the left knee. Once you lunge the knee, you're in the pose. But we're going to change it up. We're going to flip that front hand. And as we inhale, we're going to sail it sky. We're going to let the right arm just fall back on the back leg. Good. Now, your lower body shouldn't change. That's your stability. That's your foundation. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, we're going to bring the left elbow to the knee or the hand inside the ankle and stretch the right arm across the ear, extended side angle. You got it. Inhale, return to warrior two. The base doesn't change. Flip your left hand and inhale, reverse it. You're still breathing. Your inhale will bring you back to Virabhadasana 2. And your exhale is going to take you to that extended side angle pose. Good. Coming back, warrior two. Straighten that left leg. Relax your arms. Give the shoulders a break. Turn your left foot in. Roll your right foot away. Good. Relift the arms. Lunge the right knee. Take Virabhadasana 2. Looking out to the fingertips, flipping the right hand. Inhale, sail it up. Exhale, you're still here. Inhale, return to warrior two. Exhale, prop onto the knee or slide the hand down towards the floor. Yogi's choice. Side angle. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, flip the right hand. Inhale, sail it up. Exhale, be here. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, side angle. Good. Inhale, Virabhadrasana two. Now straighten the right leg. Relax your arms down. Turn the right foot in. Okay, hands to the hips. Shoulders back. Now, we have focused on this pretty recently and how when we roll the shoulders back, so if you guys behind here can see that ruching in her shirt, that's what you want. Or you can see it in the flesh if the skin is more exposed. Those of you over here, look, the fabric gathering as the shoulders roll in towards the spine. Oh, good, you're exposed. Same thing, this is gathering as the shoulders pull in towards the vertebrae. So that's what we're aiming for. Feel that, because the next phase you may or may not want to do because we want to keep that. All right, let it go for a moment. Take your hands to loop behind your back, lace the fingers, draw the shoulders back, lengthen your arms and slightly lift them away from the buttocks. If your shoulders are broad and you can't quite get them to loop back, you might as well be here because that's the action we're looking for. All right, and if you lose it along the way, come back to this point, but see if you can manage to keep it as you roll down into the inversion piece. Slow, deep breaths. And then release the hands, walk them out in front of you. Even out that blood flow. If you've got a lot coming down to the crown. Hands to the hips, push down to the soles of the feet, and come back to stance. All right, are we still doing okay with this stance? Because I want to do one more. Are we good? Or are you getting tired? Your feet getting tired? Yes? Are you good for one more? Sure. Okay. Just checking it. Left foot turns. Arms relift. Sometimes I get cramps in soles of my feet, so I don't want that to happen to you. Lunge the left knee. Okay, here we go. Right hand across the core. Left arm up overhead. Inhale back through center. Exhale, left hand across the core, right arm over. Good, inhale, return, Virabhadrasana 2. Good, now open your left palm, sail it up, reverse the warrior. Exhale, remain. Inhale, warrior 2. Exhale, side angle. Just piecing those two flows together. Good, inhale, warrior 2. Straighten out that leg, relax your arms a moment, turn that left foot in. We're about to get out of the stance. One more side. Right foot rotates. Lunge the knee, arms float back up. And so this is our base pose with all the other mix. When you're ready, left hand in front of the core, right arm overhead. Inhale, warrior 2. Exhale, right hand across the core, left arm overhead. Good, inhale, warrior 2. Flip the right hand, sail it up as you breathe in. Stay here as you breathe out. Inhale, warrior 2. Exhale, side angle. Good, when you're ready, coming up to warrior 2. We're done with that standing sequence. Straighten that leg, turn the foot in, relax your arms. Now, I don't care which foot. Turn one foot out, lunge the knee.
I think we lost her.